Hey, it's Moodtube, and I'm back again. For y'all that don't know me, my name's Moody. I usually tell stories on here. Sometimes I'll do like challenges, and I'm looking into doing hauls, but we'll get into all of that later. If you ever subscribed yet, you probably watch a video. So, good luck, because I guess this is your first one. But anyways, this will be the story time on how my goofy ass got caught in head. It's actually a Jobcorp story. I guess I can make it a part 3 because it is a part of the story, and I left off on this story. So, yeah. But so let's get into the video right now. So I don't know if y'all can hear that, but somebody's car is going off outside, and I was trying to stop recording and then start again, but forget about it. Anyways, so with the story. Alright, so I was at Jobcorp for like a nice couple of weeks at this time. This is after my first P test. I had failed, so I was taking a TEEP class where I had to work out so I could sweat all the THC out of my system. By this time, I was talking to my second person because the first person ended up being a hoe, and she was just doing too much. So I ended up talking to the second person. We're going to call him JJ in the story. Evidently, his story's about JJ. But yeah, so me and this guy was texting, vibing, whatever, kicking it for a nice little minute. Like I said, we only knew each other for a couple of weeks. But I ain't gonna lie, I've been up there, I've been uptight. I ain't gonna, evidently I ain't turned it down, y'all. I got caught. No, for what? So yeah, so look, we're up school, or job corp, whatever you want to call it. And at the time, I remember we were sitting in a gazebo. I was talking to, we're gonna call my friend Maya right now. Me and her was talking. He comes into the gazebo. He's just like, "What you doing?" We're talking. Well, we're about to go play around in the gym. I want you to come down. If not, that's cool, but I want you to come. So I'm like, all right, cool. How's last? See what's going on. So I get down there and everybody was playing basketball. Then I'm like, dang, I really want to play, but I really suck at sports. So I'm like, I don't want to play with all of them. So I let them do their thing, and then majority of the people left to go to dinner at the same time. I already was ordering my dinner that night, so I was just like, I'm not really going up to the cafe right now. Order my dinner, eat it in my room, throw it away, boom. So actually, he offered to pay for my dinner that I was ordering because he wanted something as well. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. He ends up ordering our food or whatever while we were sitting there, and I just remember another person coming in the gym. I don't remember who it was though. And yes, we sat there at the gym and ordered our stuff there. It was just us two at the time. We were sitting there talking, playing, whatever. It was a basketball. We were shooting hoops, whatever, cooling it. Me and my little shorty. So, hold on, y'all, because I need some water. So, in the midst of us doing that, somebody comes in, like I said, okay, we're going to call him Fred. Fred's not that important in the story. We're just going to call him Fred. So, yeah, Fred comes in. Me and Fred starts holding a little conversation. He is somebody that also came on the first day that I came. And you kind of, I don't know about everybody else or, what other locations of Jobcorp, everybody else went to and how it went. But where I was, it seemed like the people, your day ones, that's what they call them, your day ones, the people that come with you, you tend to, always peep them, who came with you. Even though our group was so big, we all knew each other. So it was just okay, these are, not my first friends, but the first people I would talk to before the other people, because I know y'all first. But then there was, a couple people that I ended up meeting, and I'm like, okay, well, I would talk to her before her, but, and so on and so forth. So Fred ended up coming in, we're talking, blah, blah, blah. He ends up shooting the hoops with us. He's, just talking whatever with us. Cool. So they were ripping or something, or they was joking around, playing whatever, and it ended up turning into them ripping. And I said one thing, y'all. Two things technically, because I said one thing about each of them. But I was just because I wanted them to both to shut up, and they started double teaming me, and I'm not really the best at ripping, so I'm like, oh well, I could just XYZ out of this conversation. Fuck. No, but so I'm like, I could just not be in a conversation. So I tries to back up, and they're still getting me. Like, I'm trying to shoot my little hoops in the back, minding my business, and they're still getting me. So I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. So I end up leaving, and I hear JJ calling me, like, Moody, where you going? Where you going? So I'm like, I don't want him to follow me. So I went into the girl's bathroom. When I went into the girl's bathroom, he followed me, y'all, like, and this is why this is not my fault, because first of all, he shouldn't have followed me. I was where I was supposed to be. So, yeah. But, so, he comes in, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to get trouble. Like, you're doing too much. Like, what are you doing? He's like, he said something stupid. Like, I just didn't want you to be mad. Some dumb shit. Like, so I'm like, okay, like, it's not that big of a deal. I just didn't want to sit there and get ripped on because I'm not good at ripping. So, like, I wasn't going to have nothing good to say back. So I just walked away. So he's like, okay, well, give me a hug. Like, and I'm like, give you a hug? And he's like, give me a hug. I'm like, okay. Like, so I give him a hug. And when I give him, like, a hug, he's, like, trying to, like, hold me tight. Like, you can tell he's trying to be more intimate than usual, maybe because we're alone. Then it was the weekend, so it was less staff there on, I wasn't on set. Like, there. So, anyways, yeah. So, I'm like, what did you try and do? And he was just like, shut up. Like, so I'm like, I don't know why. That is so weird to me. I don't know why I like certain hostility, but not all. Or, like, whenever you, like, be, like, certain aggressiveness, but, like, not all of it. Like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, you're doing too much. Like, But at that moment, I'm like, shut up. Like, what you mean? Like, so he kissed me. I kiss him back. Boom, boom, pow. We're in front of the sinks at this time. While we're kissing, he picks my little ass up. There ain't nothing little about me. Picks my big ass up, sits me on the sink. So I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Like, and he's like, I said, shut up. And, like, he, like, grabbed my neck and he's kissing me. And I'm like, oh, like, he knows what to do. Like, no, but for real, like, so I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, so in the midst of us, you know, kissing and stuff, he starts, like, trying to unbutton me. And I'm like, whoa. Like, and he was like, nobody here. And I'm like, we're not about to fuck in this bathroom. Like, and he was just, and my dirty fucking ass. At first, I was being hesitant, but I still said, yeah, eventually, evidently, I'm nasty, yeah, I'm dirty. Nah, but for real, so, you know, we get to, you know what I mean, getting this smack daddy and whatever, schlabby do, little crazy monkey dance. Why didn't we go in the stall? I don't know, because I feel like the stall would be just as nasty as the sink any fucking ways. But, honey, I put my pants down, but I didn't take them off my feet. So they were around my ankles, so he had to go under my legs to get to where he was trying to go. And somebody had opened the door, and when they kind of opened the door, I kind of, like, clenched my legs closer to me, so it, like, drove his body, like, oh, like, onto mine. And he's like, oh, like, and I'm like, like, evidently someone's in here, and, like, my business is on to get a cookie jar is open. Like, we cannot let nobody come in here right now. So I'm like, we were sitting there quiet for, like, a nice little second, and whoever it was, they opened the door, and then they, like, closed it. So I'm like, nah, we gotta stop. Like, we gotta chill. Nah, I'm doing too much. I'm being hot jaws right now. I gotta calm my little ass down. I ain't even been up here that long. What the fuck is wrong with me? Nasty is, like, so he, like, helps me, like, he gets from under me, and then he gets up, helps me up. I pulls my stuff up, you know, fixing myself. And I'm like, whoever it was, they're probably all gone now. Like, and he's like, oh, I mean, they might be, but they might still be in the rec, because there wasn't really no one in this, like, little rec center that we were in but me, Fred, and him. So I'm like, I know Fred wasn't trying to, like, come in here, like, because that would be mad weird. Like, it's already weird that he came in here, but evidently he was looking for me. What's your reason? Like, so I was just like, okay, so now I'm mad. So, like, I'm, like, storming out the door, and I storm out the door, and honey, it's a fucking security officer, a fucking old ass lady that I never had fucking seen before, and this older dude that I have seen before, and he does have an office in the rec center, but I had no clue that he was even up there, like, up there at all that day, like, because it was the weekend. Like I said, it was like a Saturday. So she was like, what were y'all doing in the bathroom? I'm not finna tell you. So I'm like, nothing. Like, she was just like, yeah, you guys can come with me. We have to, or we can't. And she was like, you guys are coming with me. So I'm like, all right, whatever, fuck it. So we follows them. I didn't want to make no big scene because like it wasn't nobody in there, but I didn't know that those people were in there. So I didn't want to make a big scene. Somebody be like, "Oh, she was in there getting an accuracy and that," or somebody think that it was more than what it was because he didn't get the whole thing, but he definitely got a little taste of rainbow. But so yeah. Anyways, dude, he's looking at me like, I won't say nothing if you don't say nothing. And I'm like, we're like caught, obviously. Like, I'm not going to say exactly what I was doing. I was in there with him. Like, yeah, everybody knows, like, that's who I've been fucking with because, like, we be together. But I'm not going to say it. Like, I'm not sorry, but I'm not. So the lady was like, so you want to tell me what y'all were doing? Like, she put him in another room. It was like, okay, so the bathrooms are here. We go around this little corner thing, and there's like doors to leave. But before there's doors to leave, there's like not an arcade area, but it's like a sitting area with a couple little games. And then on this side, there's like 3 offices. We went into the first office, and the first office has another office inside the office. My first time ever in this office, I swear. So we go into the office, and she's like, you can come with me. Me and her go into the other room that's inside the office. So she's like, you want to tell me what was going on? And I'm like, oh, like, it wasn't nothing like that. Because I'm thinking, like, did she think that he, like, tried to rape me in there? Like, because I did kind of storm out. Like, and then I was getting loud. Like, no, guys. Because I was mad because I thought it was Fred that was out there. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't nothing like that. Like, nothing happened. We're cool. Like, that's my little my boo. Like, we're cool. And she was just like, yeah, I get it. But you can't just be fucking in the bathrooms. And I said, we wasn't fucking. That's not what we were doing. And she was just like, okay, well, I'm going to have to report this. And then you'll have to have, she said, well, I will have to go to like this little student court thing. I need that. God, I was terminated before I went because if they would have made me God, I'd be like, look, he was slinging the neck. You know what I mean? Came in the bathroom. Like, shit. I got me in court and shit. Like, I gotta tell everybody what happened. The fuck? Like, so, good thing I ain't make it to the court date because I was sitting there like, everybody's gonna be mad about what the fuck I got to say. I was probably going home any fucking ways now that I think about it. Because, I mean, hey, bro, I was in there getting that. You know what I mean? What you want me to say? If I would have had him in my dorm, I would have been in more trouble. So, I mean, where was I finna get it at? Just trying to get my little cat scratch. Yeah, that sounds nasty. All right, 2-4. So we go in there. I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, like, nothing happened. And she was like, okay, so you want me to believe that nothing happened in there at all? It was a lot of conversation. It was a lot of conversation. I ain't tell her it was through body language, but it was. We had a little conversation before, you know what I mean, everything went down. But, like, she's like, yeah, well, we're going to have to do that. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I don't even care. Y'all want to know what happened so fucking bad? Y'all, let's go to court. So we go to the next room. She pulls him into the room. Like, why are y'all interrogating us? We ain't fucking... I mean, we was getting close to fucking, but we wasn't fucking. And even if we was, I felt like you could have asked us in front of each other. I wasn't going to lie because he wasn't in the room. Like, so she pulls him to the side. They're in there for a nice little second. He comes in, sits down. She goes out to go get the dude. Them two go in the back room. Like, the fuck, one of them was in the fucking bathroom. And they're talking. And then me and dude is sitting there at the little, like, sitting at this desk together, like. So I'm like, I didn't tell her exactly what happened because, like, that's weird as hell. She told us, fuck, it's gonna be weird, like, letting her know that you was just interviewing me next. So I just told her, like, nothing really happened. We was talking. You were my shorty, so I was cool. It wasn't like I was in danger. And he was just like, yeah, I told her nothing really happened either. I told her he was mad at me and that I came in there to talk to you. And I was just like, I mean, that's not a lie, but it's not all the truth. But I was just like, all right, well, hopefully they'll just get over it. And he was like, no, she said I'm about to go to this court thing. I'm like, oh, she said that to me too. Maybe she was serious. I thought she was just trying to get me to, like, say it. And he was just like, nah, there's really a little student court. And he was telling me about the student court. And when she came out, she was like, yeah, you guys will be attending, so you guys will know. Like, bitch, quit listening to me before I punch you in your fucking face. Like, so we're leaving or whatever. And as we're leaving, I look into the little rec center area. No, before we're leaving, the lady was talking to the dude about cleaning the wreck, and I'm like, oh, so that's who she is. She's like the janitor here. Like, she cleans on the weekends or after, like, everybody's done or whatever, but I guess whatever building we're in or not in. So whenever we're leaving, we don't leave out that way. We leave out the other way, closer to the bathroom. There was another door, and we leave out that way because the dorms are closer to it, and it was cold outside. So we're both walking together. We're leaving that way, and you can see inside the little not rec center, but in the gym that we were in, that's inside the rec center. And so whenever I look in there, I realize like, damn, we didn't throw our like wrappers and shit away. And as I'm looking, he's like, dang, we didn't throw our wrappers away. And I'm in my head like, I was thinking the same thing. But I'm like, wait, that little ugly ass bitch, don't she clean this shit up? Let her clean this shit up. Oh, bro, like, fuck her. So me and him, walks up to our little areas. He lived in Obama, which was right downstairs from Chavez. So he would walk me up the steps to my little door. Boom. Go our separate ways. And that was basically the story on how I got caught. Like I said, I never made it to the actual court date, so I don't even have a story for that. But honey, if I did, like I said, I would have been terminated, because who the fuck, like, what do you want me to say? Like, I mean, yeah, I get it. We were doing something evidently inappropriate because he was in the girl's bathroom. But, bitch, you ain't seen nothing, because I didn't even see you. And I know you ain't seen nothing. You just want me to snitch on myself. So since you want to know so fucking bad, he was in there slinging that Neckerson, and I let him. So no, I quit. But he was, though, like, very generous. And it wasn't bad. I was scared because he had braces. I'm like, oh, cut me. But we was cool. Like, everything was cool. Would I ever do that again, though? Because in reality, that was really embarrassing to even get caught doing something so fucking trifling in a place that's probably so fucking trifling. But do I regret it? No, because, I mean, hey, you only live once. And I can say I did some crazy shit. I was really being spontaneous, man. Really being spontaneous. But that was all for today's story. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, you might as well just subscribe, ring that notification bell so you can know whenever I post something else. You can watch that, you can like that too, you can comment on that too. But if you don't, that's cool. Whatever. I ain't mad. Hey, everything ain't for everybody. And like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later.